James Mack on the wave, every morning, every day. Got the 92.7, tune in, don't delay. Political news and the community updates on the morning takeover. Stream live, stay away. Like and subscribe, he got the content all the time. Share with your crew, live on YouTube, don't be shy. He's got the facts straight, never leads you wrong. James Mack, breaking news before the final call. From city lights to the small towns beat, bringing stories real and raw. No defeat on the morning takeover. It's your daily fix. Tune in or you'll miss the ever-rolling mix. From the Capitol Hill to your neighborhood block, James Mack on the airwaves, always on the clock. He's the man on the street with every beat, delivering the truth, making your morning complete. Got interviews inside from coast to coast, a voice you can trust, he'll never boast. James Mack on the wave, every morning.
And good morning to everyone. Happy, happy, happy. Thank God it is Friday. Friday. Friday's my day. As somebody used to say, Friday's my day to play. Well, we're here today and we're just grateful for all of you that are here. Welcome to all of those that are in the chat. This is WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. I'm James Mack with the Morning Takeover. And folks, let me tell you this. Well, before I do this, I want to say hey and good morning to everybody, all of our listeners that are listening on our station, and also those who are listening and watching on our live stream, which is streaming on YouTube, the Morning Takeover with your man on the street, James Mack. Listen, I want to say good morning to everybody. Good morning. I said what I said. That's my friend, y'all. I want to say hello, and my friend Sharon Reed over in Chicago, and also to Yvonne Moore, to Karen Cox. Also, I'd like to say good morning to Ida. Hey, Ida, how you doing? You know who you are. I'd like to say hello to you. That's my mama, y'all. I want to say hello to my brother Lee. He's doing well. Working hard working man out there doing what he does. Yvonne Moore, that's my friend for many. I ain't mean to say that many, but you know, my long time friend. I'm glad that you all are here. I'd like to say hello to Twintopia and also to Sheree, their mother. Those two twins are doing what they do, and they have their stand back up. Thank you to the generosity of all of our wonderful listeners. And we're just moving along. Hey, this is the Morning Takeover, and we're taking over to my man. We got some. Listen, now I might sound just a little funny because I got a little slept under the air conditioner in a little bit, and my nose kind of got plugged, so y'all forgive me. But boy, what did I see last night? What was that? Okay, we're going to talk about that. And there's a plan going on, y'all. Now, you know me. I got some sources, but then I'm not really. It is alleged that that there's a secret plan going on. We're going to talk about that, whether it's going to be President Harris or King Trump, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about there's some things that we really definitely going to have to get the groove on. But first of all, let's go to our weather. And wow, you know something, the weather is changing, and it's in our region. And, you know, we've been cooler, but it looks pretty good today. The day looks really good ahead. We leading into a pleasant weekend for the mid South, and this weather has changed, and it's in the 80s. With really, usually we are in the 90s, the high 90s, and we have heat advisories and everything. But the highs are going to be in the upper 80s. Uh, we got winds from the northeast that is going to keep the humidity down, and we got partly south winds that will slow return the heating. It'll just, ease off until next week. We're going to be getting hot again, but we're going to have a wonderful weekend for those of you that are getting out. The kids are still out of school and you want to do some activities. There are a lot of churches in the community and in the country that are having vacation Bible school and all those other things. We just want you all to know that it's going to be really, really nice. Rain chances will remain minimal, but uh, basically down to zero. The best chance for rain chances today will be across I-40 into North Mississippi. So they're going to get probably a shower or two. But you can make those outdoor plans and get yourself together and be able to go out and just enjoy this weather while you can. Right now in Oxford, it is 68. God help us. 72 in Olive Branch and in South Haven, and it's 72 at WKRA, Memphis, Shelby County, and in Holly Springs. Hey to everybody at WKRA, our wonderful station, our area, to all our wonderful listeners and people that gives us an opportunity to come in and say hello each and every morning. I got some local regional stories that I want to talk about. Y'all know how I feel about seniors, children, and them being mistreated and misused, but it's something different when you see something like this. Uh, just recently, we got this across our news line. A 12-year-old girl is charged, get this, folks, with a first-degree unalivement, and she's accused of unaliving her 8-year-old cousin. Even though it breaks my heart to even go into this, we got to see really what's going on. Uh, these are two cousins. You know how you used to go visit you go visit each other and have, at your family's house and go have sleepovers and everything. Well, this child, you can't see her shot, but those of you that are in our YouTube audience, you can see. This is something that I think that needs to be made aware of. The stories that we bring make you aware of what's going on. Listen here. It says here that a 12-year-old Humble, Tennessee girl in Humble, Tennessee is being charged with first-degree unalivement after prosecutors say a video shows her unaliving her 8-year-old cousin in a bunk bed that they share. They say the girl, who will turn 13 next week, allegedly used bedding to unalive her cousin and then cleaned up the victim and repositioned her remains. The investigators say that they have reviewed the home security footage of the incident. The victim's mother, Rihanna Smith, identified the young lady as being Demetria Hollingsworth. And she said that she will always be remembered for her smile, doing well in school, her hugging her little sister. And she liked to read books and she liked to go swimming, do the average things that kids do. And somewhere along the line, something happened where these two got into it, or something may have happened. And you got to be careful, folks. You got to be. Look at this young lady. So you know that her cousin, that's alleged that this crime happened, which they look like my nieces, nephews, and cousins, and maybe look like your children. It's a sad indictment that this has to happen. This baby's 12 years old, y'all. Think about that just for 1 minute. 12 years old, first degree unalivement. First degree unalivement. Cousins supposed to be playing with each other, supposed to be getting prepared for school or enjoying the summer together. And here, this child, I don't know what happened. I'm not there. It's still a preliminary investigation going on, but they saw the video footage on the security cameras that showed this happening. And the 12-year-old was trying to do so much, she repositioned her cousin's remains and staged them in a way where she maybe thought that she couldn't get in trouble. Think about what that child is going through and what's on that child's heart right now. Not even grown, haven't even lived life, high school, marriage, or anything else. And they're charging this baby with first degree unalivement. Do you think, I want y'all to say something in the chat, y'all there, y'all holler back at me. What do you think about this? What in the world is going on in our homes? I wouldn't have never thought that my cousin or my brother or somebody that's close in the family or something like that this would happen to. This baby's 12 years old and going to be charged as an adult. First degree unalivement, folks. First degree, not second, not manslaughter or whatever the case may be, or involuntary or whatever. They saying that this baby meant to do this. I got a problem with that because I can't see how this is happening. Maybe, everybody always hooting and hollering, talking about, oh, well, James, you got your age and all that other stuff. No, but I mean, you can't phantom in your mind. You got babies at your house. Babies at your house now. They spending the night. Your sister's children or your brother's children or what have you. And these babies, and they playing or whatever, in the next minute, the evil turns. That's saying something. They're working on this case. We're going to be watching this. The district attorney's office in the 28th district of West Tennessee says that he is trying to petition the juvenile judge to transfer the child to circuit court to be tried as an adult. I disagree. Now, I'm going to say something. I disagree with this. Not because that baby looks like me, but how can a child, now we can even look back on what's going on with the attempted unalivement of Mr. Trump. Here you had a guy at 19 years old, went up on the roof and all these things and planned these things and did these things and got together and social media had a lot to do with it. Recently, they opened up and they were talking about how this young man, what websites he was on. They said that his searches and his internet searches came up with the Democratic Convention, the dates and location. Well, it's in Chicago. Everybody knows that. And where Trump rallies were located, he searched for photos of locations of Trump's speeches and other searches for Trump and Biden and various other powers. So this young man he was on a mission. I'm putting this together as far as you're looking at what this baby has done and what has happened here. These young people, what's going on? Is it social media? Somebody help me. Is it social media? Are they looking at too much TV and playing too many video games? I'm talking about young people, old folks too. They be on them, whatever them game systems are. And they get these ideas, all those car games and all those other things. I'm putting in the chat, you can come in. I want somebody to come in. If you're able to come in, I want you to come in on this. And I put the link to the show in the chat. Somebody said to me earlier in the week, said, man, what is this world coming to? I can't say. I truly can't say. I truly can't say. It makes you afraid because I didn't grow up like this, and I know that we have our different times, and we have our uh, different eras that we were born. I'm not too far away, but I was not worried about the streets, somebody unaliving me, somebody hurting my family, or somebody in my family hurting a member of my family. We didn't worry about these things. We could go outside, we could play. That's another thing. You don't see kids outside playing anymore. They're in the house with the remote control in their hand or the controller in their hands, and there's too much idle time. These phones, technology is a wonderful thing, folks. Technology is it's great innovation that we have, and I'm really glad that we do have it. I'm happy about it. But do you think technology has something to do with this? Do these kids be in the room somewhere, just in the corner or whatever the case? What are the kids doing when they're in the corner, when they shutting the door? I was not allowed to close a door nowhere in my mama's house. She said, I pay the rent here. I pay the bills. I bring the food in. I bring the food in. But yet, these young people, this young man that tried to unalive Mr. Trump, borrowed his daddy's gun. He don't even look like he came out of middle school. Middle school. Middle school. That's what he looked like. He ain't got hair on his lip. Somebody else said something that was really, I ain't gonna say it, but he hasn't even experienced life. And yet, according to his writings and his online writings, that he had a mission. He was on a mission. Think about this for a minute. Now, these young people, these are the grandbabies compared to me. These grandbabies and children, or baby children, or something like that. Look at what's going on in the world, folks. Look at what we're up against. And that's a sad, sad indictment. The baby 12 years old getting ready to have a life-altering situation to come up. This baby might not ever get out of prison. What about the parents? What kind of reaction are they going to have when they go to the family functions and you have to sit across, or you're in the same space and area where children have done this thing has happened? What is it going to do to the family? Y'all excuse me, like I said, I slept under the air, and you might hear something a little bit funny. That means that my head was a little bit stopped up, but a little Father John will do it, if y'all know what I mean. Those of y'all that know what it means, so y'all got to go back to some of the, ain't nothing wrong with old school. You wouldn't have new school if it wasn't for old school. You got to have something. So I'm just grateful that I was born when I was born. And to see this is just horrible. And we're just going to be, our hearts and thoughts and our prayers are with that family. And some people say, why you always say thoughts and prayer? Because my thoughts of love, of prayer, and thinking about what's going on in your life, that's what I'm talking about. And my prayers is, God, you got to do something. Something has to be done. Something has to be done in this country. And you know something, I think that something is going to be done. We got a little something that we're going to get ready to go into in a little bit. We're going to take our very first break on this morning on the morning show. You're listening to the Morning Takeover on WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. I'm James Mack. I am your man on the streets. We're here. And I want to thank everybody for the compliments. For the opening that we have. We want to thank Tony Joy Productions Media for helping us out and assisting us. We want to thank everybody that's here. This is the Morning Takeover on WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial.
And every day, got the 92.7. Tune in, don't delay. Political news and the community.
the morning takeover song, y'all. Yeah, that's funky. I like all of that. Hey, we're back again. This is the morning takeover 92.7 on your FM dial. I'm James Mack. I'm your man on the street. And you know something, I've been beating the streets and I've been beating the streets and I've been beating the streets and things have come together and I've come up with something. And you know, we're going to we're going to we're going to shift in a little bit. I want to thank you for your support that you have given. I want to thank all of you for all of your sincere comments and that you all like the new format and everything. And I'm just grateful just to be a part of your morning. I like to once again say good morning to everyone that's in the chat. Like to say good morning to all of you all that are in the bushes. Okay, it's all right. Y'all can be all right. Y'all can stay in the bushes. Listen, I got one of my dear friends who's on our live line and waiting very patiently. I got Miss Yvonne Moore. That's my friend, my Chicago friend. Known her forever and ever and ever. And we were talking before we were on the break about the young lady unaliving her cousin and these things, and we were talking about how the young people were all what's going on with them, what's happening, what's really happening. And Yvonne, good morning to you. First of all, good morning.
Hey James, good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning. Yes, ma'am. I can hear you loud and clear. I want to welcome you to the morning takeover. You've been in the bushes, but you're here. That's good. You know, that's
Yes,
good.
I've been hiding in the bushes
No,
lately.
but that's okay. You know, sometimes we got to go in the bushes to see if it's okay to come out. And it looks like it's
Mhm.
okay to come out. So this is good territory. Listen, what do you think about this now, Iman? What do you think about this young lady, this young girl, getting ready to be charged as an adult for this situation? And also, what is your thoughts? You know, if you can give some on the connection of what young people are doing and how they're, why things like that? Why is it so different now? If I'm asking the right question.
Yeah, well, I think it has a lot. First of all, I think it has a lot to do with parental supervision. It has a lot to do with that parental supervision and social media. So if you're sitting your child in front, if you're allowing your child to sit in front of social media, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, whatever it is, even a video game, and you are not supervising them and paying attention to what they are taking into their minds and their spirits, then that's what you're going to get out of them. You have to have a balance. You have to have some kind of balance, and you just cannot sit your child in front of a phone, a tablet, a computer, and a TV and allow these devices and the things that are streaming through these devices teach your children morals and love and respect. It
Well, I got
doesn't
a
work.
question.
And we
I got a question for you though, Yvonne. I got a question for you. Okay, what do you say to the parents and the people that have children now? Okay, I know you're a wonderful mother and everything. You ain't gonna, this ain't you. But there's some people out there that say, I'm not gonna raise my children with the discipline that my. Now I know that there's some situations that there's some real exceptions. I know, but the discipline and the correction that parents were given, and then they say, "Well, I can't wait to get grown. I can't wait to have my own children, and my kids ain't gonna be raised up like this," and so forth and so on. Do you think that that's adding to the situation about what's going on today? I'm sorry, and I didn't mean to step on you. Go
Mhm.
ahead.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You have a generation of adults that, well, basically, I don't know if they're adults yet, because it seems to me that you have children having children. So if they're having children at a very young age, what are they teaching their children? And they're looking at their parents saying, well, I'm not gonna, raise my child like you did me. I'm not gonna go upside my child head, or, discipline them with a switch. You know how we were raised. We were raised
Yeah,
very
my mama
differently
used.
than these children are being raised now.
And
And
mama
then
mine
you
had
have to
she's
look
had to
at.
let. Yeah, go
Mhm.
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then
No,
you
go
have to
ahead.
look at all the laws that have been put in place that where, kids are looking, they're paying attention to this and they're like, well, if you hit me, I can call the police and have you arrested for child abuse and things like that. Child, we didn't have those kind of laws back in the day. So
No.
it has a lot to
Well,
do
you,
with,
I wish,
laws as well.
I gotta say something to you though. And I can imagine me telling my mama, "Hi, Ida, I know you listening, sweetie. Uh, I'm calling the police on you. I'm gonna call the folks on you." I think it would have been a worse situation for me, but I never dreamed. I'm not. I mean, it's just really spooky, Yvonne. I mean, my thing is, I would never think of raising my hand to my mother or going there. I thought some things she would never know what those thoughts are to this day. I would never tell her, but then I took a lot of it back. I had to go and repent. I had to get myself together. Like, okay, I can't be saying that kind of stuff. But like you were saying, the kids today, and I'm not saying that they, all of them are terrible or bad or anything like that. Just like we were helping the kids down that were making that were getting their stand together and they were doing something positive. Now all kids are not like that, and all parents don't have that passive way of saying, "Well, I'm gonna pet you. Okay, it's all right." I've seen people in store, even at the grocery store. This is where Walmart. I mean, them places that we go, and I see. Excuse me, and I see parents or whomever caretakers literally bargaining with their, okay, come on, I'll get you this if you shut up, or I'll get you this if you be quiet, or don't act out. And I see kids falling out in the floor. What
Hmm. Hmm.
what do you know what happened when we fall in the floor? Tell them what happened, Yvonne, when you fall in the floor and kicking and hollering and carrying on. Go ahead.
Oh, well, first of all, I've never done that with my mom. At least I can't remember as a child that I ever disrespected my mom in any setting because I just knew not to do that because here's this person that's providing all of these things for me and taking care of me. So I had great respect for that as a child. Now, was I disciplined sometimes because I did a little back talking? Of course. But when she disciplined me, she also sat down and taught me why she was disciplining me and was telling me why she was disciplining me and where I went wrong in terms of disrespecting her as as my parent. So yeah, discipline is good. I'm not saying I do not advocate child abuse. Absolutely not. But yes, discipline is needed. However, you have to back that up too with teaching your child, well, why I'm disciplining you because you did this and this is not right. So you have to talk to your children, and you just can't be going upside their head and
Okay.
telling them why you're doing it. You have to teach them, and then you also have to
Okay,
show them
wait,
love
Yvonne,
as
one second. I
well.
want you to hold on 1 second, Yvonne. You're coming in real shaky. I don't know if that's your phone signal or what have you. You came in real scratchy. Last time I didn't. Okay, say something else. Let's see what the controls do here. Y'all be patient. I'm getting it together. It's gonna be all right. I can speak just like you're speaking. Go ahead. Just say something.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead. Yeah, I got
Am
you
I
now. Now, go ahead. Go ahead. We adjusted you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
okay? Good, good. So listen, I have three grandsons, right? And if they go into the store, first of all, I'm telling them we're going into the store. Don't ask me anything. Don't touch nothing. But if they get in that store and they start acting weird on me, I'm gonna act weird on them. It's like if you see if if the kid falls out on the floor, guess what Yvonne's gonna do? I'm gonna fall out floor with you and embarrass you. Kids don't like to be embarrassed. They do not like to be
No.
embarrassed. So, everything is not about like going upside their head or anything, but sometimes you got to do what they be doing so they can see their behavior. But my biggest thing is that you have to explain to them that this is not good behavior. You discipline,
Yes.
you know?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Listen. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I have another friend of the show that has come. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I said what I said is here too. Where are you? Are you there? Speak to us.
Yes, good morning, Yvonne. Good morning, James.
Hey.
Good morning. I got three folks. Oh, look out now. I got me some. I don't know about y'all. I might have to put you to work. I don't know. Okay, well, that's good.
Well, it's
Listen,
very
as
nice
you
to
heard,
hear. It's very nice to
go
hear
ahead. Go ahead.
Yvonne's voice. Yeah, it's very nice to hear her
Mm-hmm.
voice, and just instead of
Okay.
just watching her type in the chat. I like this.
Uh-oh,
Okay.
watch out. See, we all family and we're good. People are and people want to know. Now, Yvonne said something that
Mhm.
and we were discussing our morning story that we had out of Memphis. And it's you ladies are mothers. You're a mother also. Now, this situation, how does it sit with you with this unalivement of cousins, with this young man on the roof doing what he did to the former president or whatever, tried to hurt people? He did take someone out. Um, I'm a first responder and I'm a firefighting officer, and this gentleman was a firefighter. And my prayers and my thoughts are with him, and he was a chief officer. And on last night, they put his turnouts. That's what we call them. That's the suits that we put on. And he had his helmet. And they said, "I'm going to stay on top of this, though." Mr. Man said, the man with the orange hair says that he got $6 million for that family. Nor I did not see the man's wife or a family representative that's there. Usually you invite them to come and and the country shows their regards. I got reports that somebody in the chat or anywhere else can correct me that he did not even contact the family properly, but they went through some other channels to do what they've done. Now that's water over the bridge. My question is, this baby and this young man, these young people, what's going on? I said what I said. When you look at the situation that's going on with these children, and were you or do you or have you strayed away from where your the way you were raised? Did you raise your children different, saying, I ain't gonna do them like my mama did me or daddy did me or whatever the case may be, and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna raise them right? Give me your outlook on what we're talking about this morning.
Well, James, I feel like that it starts from the top. And no, I didn't stray away from the way that my mom raised me. And I get highly upset when I see these kids today being disrespectful, not really having any home training. The parents are not really parenting anymore. They're more interested in being their friends more than trying to be their parent. And when I was coming up, my mother was never our friend. She loved us and she took care
Okay.
of us, but she also reiterated that she wasn't our friend, and it was always going to be a mother, child and parent relationship. And that's the
Mhm.
way that I raised my kids. I did
Okay.
I did buy my kids a little bit more than what my mom bought me, and that was a huge mistake because I should have just kept the same format that she had, as far as giving your kids too much, because sometimes you can't give them too much. And I did make that mistake. But as far as the way that these kids are being raised now, Yvonne is totally correct. Social media are raising our kids, and these parents are not paying attention to their kids at all. But I also feel
Mhm.
like the parents of these kids now, if you'll think about
Yes.
it, they're the parents from the 80s. And what was going on in the 80s? High pharmaceutical use.
Yes.
Okay. So a lot of these kids' parents didn't have parents themselves. So it's kind of like a generational curse in my eyesight, because they didn't really have anybody to raise them. And a lot of their parents was raised by their grandparents. And by the time you become a grandparent, you don't feel like being a parent, especially after you've raised a house full of kids. I can testify.
You know,
Absolutely.
y'all. Now wait a minute, ladies. Hold on a second. I know y'all love them, but my baby, my
I do.
grandbaby,
I
my
love
honey
them
bun,
dearly.
hoo hoo. And then
I
you talk
love
about
them
y'all
dearly,
going.
but But I'm a grandma. I love them as a grandmother, not as a parent. I wouldn't want to raise my grandkids. When C-19 came out, I made sure everybody got vaccinated so that they can be here because I explained to them I'm not interested in raising no more kids. I'm just not.
Okay.
Me either.
Yvonne, what you say? What do you say, Yvonne?
Well, no,
You got a honey poo poo. You got three.
yeah,
You got three young men.
I have
Okay. Come on.
three of them, and I totally agree with. I said what I said. I'm not interested in raising um, any more kids either, and I let my daughter know that. However, when your children come to my home, they are going to sit down and stay in a child's place. Now, whatever you do at your house is your business. But when they come here and they're getting out of control because they're kids and they got a lot of energy, but when they start getting out of control with it, I'm going to say something. So don't get angry with me because I'm disciplining your child verbally in a loving way. Don't get mad at me because when they come to my house, they're not going to tear up my house. They're not going to run my house, and they're not going to be doing all kind of weird things in my home. They're going to sit down and be in a child's place, and then maybe we can do some activities together. And that's another thing, doing activities with your children or your grandchildren, so they can redirect their energy to something positive. Give them something
Mhm.
positive to do as they're learning something. Like we'll sit down and play word games, not word games, but like painting, and I'm asking questions like, "What's your favorite color?" And they'll tell me their favorite color, and I'll make them write that color down. It's like you have to give them positive reinforcements and give them positive things to do, other than sitting in front of a TV, a laptop, a phone, or a tablet.
Okay. What do you say about that? I said.
I totally agree because that's exactly what's missing. These parents are not spending time with their kids. They're living their best life online and they're forgetting about the children. And also too, I feel like um, the people that's in charge, our government, they're part of the blame also because they've made it
Mhm.
so easy for everybody to have ownership of a firearm. And
Mhm.
back in the day, all of our parents had firearms, but we were also taught not to touch that firearm. And now it's like everybody is just real irresponsible with it. Any and everybody
Mm.
can have a firearm at any time now in most states. And so it's not all the parents. I mean, it is some of the parents' faults, but it's also the government fault too, because they need to have some restrictions on this firearms. Everybody shouldn't be able to have one. And you definitely, if you have one, then there should be rules and regulations. You have to have it put
Yeah.
up so that the kids
I
can't
like.
get to it. Why did an 8-year-old have access to a firearm is my question.
Or well, it wasn't a firearm. It was a pillar. The 12-year-old had a. It was one of those situations, and I
She
wanted to
got a pill and
backtrack.
did it. I
Yeah,
thought it was a
yeah,
firearm.
yeah.
My
What?
mistake.
No, no. The firearm was with the young man that
Oh
so
yeah, him.
helplessly lost his life doing what he did to the president. Listen, ladies, will you all stick around for a little while with the show? I'm going to take one last break coming up, and I want to see if I can keep you and Yvonne here. I don't have much company. I ain't going to say it like that, but I want to make sure that because I got something that's coming up that I'm pretty sure that you all will um, have some opinion about, which leads into where we're going. Our government. I don't. You said something about how the government was doing, and is it right? This is a question for both of you, ladies. Should we look to the government? Should we look to the police and everybody else and those youth workers, youth counselors, and people like that to raise our children? Is there a problem somewhere? Or
Mhm.
do we, why do we need help? Go ahead, anybody.
No, I
Nothing.
don't think we need to totally look to outside forces like the police department, social workers, teachers to raise our children. It starts at home. Those things there, like social workers, teachers, police, whatever, those are tools that can be used in helping, but it should not be the initial thing of raising and teaching our children. No, I don't. No, I don't agree with that.
And she's absolutely right about that. However, they've gotten into our homes already. You have teachers teaching kids to call 911 if they feel like the parent is threatening them. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. If the teacher would have taught us that when I was going to school, my mom
Mm.
would have been locked up every 5 minutes because my mom didn't.
Every five. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Your
Yeah, my
mama
mom
wasn't
would
that
have been
rough. She
locked up
had every
every week.
5 minutes. Every five
Listen,
minutes.
my mom did like Yvonne said. You did what she said. You didn't. You couldn't roll your eyes. You couldn't stick your
Mm-mm.
lips out. You couldn't even really be unhappy around her.
Mhm.
If
Mm-mm.
she said something, you better act like you like it. And that's just the type of mother that I had. She ran a tight ship. I didn't raise. I wasn't raised with my father, so she had.
Okay, I lost you. I said, where are you? Iman, you still there?
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Okay. Well, okay,
Okay.
I can hear you. I think our friend has some difficulties. Are you there? I
Now,
said. Okay.
oh, can you not
Are
hear
you
me?
there? I hear you. I
Yeah,
got you
yeah.
back. Yeah, we got the
Okay.
engineer got you back. Come on.
Okay. So I'm
Finish
just saying,
finish your comment.
my mom ran a tight ship, and she only said what she said one time. She didn't have to repeat herself. But you have these schools telling these kids, like Yvonne said, you know how we was raised. If you didn't do what you were supposed
Right.
to do, you know what was going to happen, and you can't do that
Hmm.
anymore. So I do blame society, part of society. Not saying that you need to beat your kids or anything, but you have to be able to discipline your kids, and
Hmm.
trying to keep them busy, trying to redirect them. Sometimes that's not enough. Some kids are just hard headed, and they're
Hmm.
going to bug you and they're going to try you. And so I don't know. It's not very many. Let me put this like this in quotation. Good parents don't just spank their kids. They give their kids opportunity, chance after chance after chance, and most of the time they're gonna make that the last result because it hurt you just as much as it hurt them to even
Mm.
do that to them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow.
And yeah, and like I was
Go
saying,
ahead.
that if it comes down to like a spanking or whatever, I feel that okay, now I'm about to I don't spank you, but now I'm gonna sit you down and tell you why. And we're gonna go
Yeah.
through the steps of how it led to me spanking you. So that you would get it in your brain
Well,
and your
my mama
spirit
didn't
that
do
that
that. My
behavior
mama
you were
didn't do
doing
that. She
is
just
not right.
My mama
Right.
didn't do that. She just woof.
Right.
And you knew what it was for, okay? You had enough sense to
Right.
know what it was for. But I like that text. You knew what it was for. You knew you wasn't getting it for nothing. I mean, well, in most cases that I did some stuff, and I never forget as a kid. We had painted the cat with gray paint or some stuff. We did all kinds. And
Oh
so my mother
Lord.
knew because I couldn't lie because my hand, I didn't have anything to get the paint off my hand. And she said, hold your hands out. Like a
Hmm.
not knowing kid, a dummy, I stuck my fingers out and gray paint all over her. She said, okay. She dismissed everybody else. The next voice that you heard was me calling God. Because I'll never forget that. That's one of the memorable ones that I say. But listen,
Mhm.
you guys, I want to make sure that we keep our young people not just not just to be an example, but pray for them and everything, and pray for the parents, because somebody's hurting right now, and the whole family. You know how families can be. You got this side. It's like the Hatfields and McCoys are the same people in the same family, just got a different last name, and they got their sides, and you not doing this. Some people might not think that you're raising your child the way that you ought to, and some people that mind their business and not mind, mind your business and not minding anybody, minding their own. But I think that there's something it's just rather disturbing to me that each day we hear about things like this with the young girl, and things like listening to and seeing how these children, they backing trucks up and they taking cars and they sticking people up. And I wasn't thinking about those things. We had community, and I think community has left us, because there was always that one lady or two. In my case, it was 3 people on the block that knew everything that was going on in my house, seeing everybody walk in, and you couldn't sneak nobody through the back door or nothing. They were on the phone with my mama, say, such and such and so, James over there, he got such and so in your house. Me thinking that she ain't got no spies and she can't see me and my little friends over at the house. She comes home, house clean, everything in order, ain't nothing broke. They ain't break no lamp or no vase or nothing. I ain't had to hide nothing. She comes in and I'm just as innocent. And she say, well, who been in this house? And, everybody looking at each other, because my sisters and brothers had their friends over, they playing the stereo and all that old stuff, stuff back in the day. And so she gets to James, was such and so here in this house? Knowing I let them in, right? And knowing I come to the door, tell y'all come on in the house. I turn around and said no. There again, the next voice you will hear will be hearing me calling for Jesus and God. Okay, so my thing is, we had a sense of community. There was Miss Johnson or somebody down the street, or mother somebody, and the one that babysitted you when you were too young to stay up in the house. I was a latchkey kid, meaning that I had keys, around my neck and stuff. And my mother, excuse me, you all, my mother had to depend upon me to take care of myself at a certain age. And you come in, you get your little brother, this and that, and you don't go outside and nothing like that. The structure is not there anymore. And I miss that, because I see that there are a lot of young people that do not and will not experience or understand discipline. I'm grateful that my mother had a sense to pull me in line where she did, because I wouldn't be where I am if it was not for her guidance and her love. I love you, Miss Ida. I do. And for you ladies, for you, what you do. And it's not an easy job. I don't have kids, but I'm at the point in my life that I see what's going on and what's happening. I take my hat off to any parent, man or woman, that's doing the things that they do to try to make sure that their children have the best, or have the better living than they had. So that's where I'm going. Listen, now I got something last night, folks.
Last Lord, night. Here we go.
Y'all already know. How y'all know where I'm going last night?
Oh, I know where you're going.
For one reason, I sound like somebody.
We saw what happened last night, so we know exactly where you're going. But let me make one more point about these kids, James, before you
go ahead.
I feel like also the system is designed to set our kids up so that they can go into another system, so that they can benefit off of it. Meaning penitentiary. Because if you don't discipline your kids, then they're going to discipline when they get older. And I feel like it's a setup. It's a setup with our kids to try to set our kids up for failure. So that's all I had to say.
Good point.
You make a valid point. I mean, because listen, once they get into this system and they getting ready, listen. There are private prisons on the New York Stock Exchange. I learned this, that there's a company, a prison company with investors, and their investment, they want their money. When they invest, they want their money. They want a return on their money. So therefore, if the prisons are full and jails are full, that means that they can get toothpaste, toothbrush. You got to feed everybody. So there are contracts and different things that's connected to corrections.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
there's I mean, you got to fill those places up. I mean, and who are the people that they're filling them up with? Look at what they're doing. The district attorney of this particular region um, said, I want first degree unalignment charges for this 12-year, no rehabilitation, no trying to see what the problem is, no trying. Now, this is where we
Right,
need to be trying to find out where the problem is instead of throwing that
right.
baby into an adult. If that baby gets convicted, she goes to adult jail. Can you imagine 12 years old, 13 or whatever she's going to be if God forbid, I hope that somebody intervenes, some kind of advocate of we, the people, somebody needs to say something that maybe she needs to be in the juvenile system for a certain amount of time and with the proper count. See, when they throw people in jail, they're not trying to rehabilitate anybody. They're not trying to make
Mm-mm.
any waves to try to correct people or anything like that. They just throw you in there. Okay. And now you got to suffer. Now you got Big Bertha and Big Henry and Joe and all the rest of them. Here they come. You're going to be doing, y'all seen Life and the movies and all that other stuff. Here
Mm-hmm.
in the South, people are scared of Parchman prison. That's why they don't come over the state line because they heard about Life. They see what's going on, and they know that the penal system here in the Mid South is the penal system is Yvonne is there to make some money. So you're going to make some money. I mean, and it just baffles me how this is done. Listen, okay, let's talk about yesterday. Now I'm trying to get. I think I said what I said. Had to step away for a second. If you want to come back in, I'm going to put the link back up so that you could see it, and we'll go from there. Last night. I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but last night I saw something that did not surprise me. Uh, I saw a whole lot of actions going on, but like in our title that it says, are we going to have or President Harris or are we going to have a King Trump? I've
Mm-hmm.
been thinking, Yvonne, I have been thinking, James has been thinking. I don't think often. Yeah, I do. But I've been thinking, what if, now this is a hypothetical. I'm going to throw this out here. We're going to have a little hypothetical Friday. But before we do that, we're going to talk about this one last break and we'll be back. I promise you we'll be back real quick. We're not going to be long. I hope that you all are enjoying WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. This is the morning takeover with James Mack, your man on the street. I got my wonderful guests that are here. I said what I said. She'll be back, and I have my dear friend and the dear friend of this show, Yvonne Moore is on. I just want y'all to get a little bit of what we're going to be having in the morning. I hope y'all like our I call it a jingle. It ain't a jingle. It's just an intro, and it comes in. We want to ask all of you that are asking and inquiring about advertising. We're in the process of making sure that you can contact me directly. You can go to JMCCRAY0307 and you can at gmail.com, and you can leave if you need to leave something for me for this until Monday. If you might want to reach out to me this weekend or something like that. On next week, we're going to have our systems are going to be up and going. We're making some not dramatic changes, but we're making the changes that are necessary for the morning takeover. We're growing. I'm asking all of you that are looking and watching on our YouTube page to like and to subscribe. Also, meet us here each and every day from 9 o'clock till about 10:20 in the morning here on WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. I said what I said is back with us. Are you there? I said, speak now, forever hold your peace. Okay, she's in the system. I see her. Are you there? Well, we're going to
Yes, I
get her
am.
pulled up. And okay, you're there.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm here.
okay. We
Yes,
knew
can you
you
hear
had
me?
to step away. Yeah, and we're going to go into, and that's my part of our break that we're going to do. We're getting ready to go to new heights and new depths. We're going to do greater and greater things. We're going to get more information out to you. We're going to be able to do some wonderful things. We got some wonderful segments that are going to be coming. I'd like to say good morning to Miss Kim DeWin in Louisiana. I wanted to say good morning to her as she prepares to do her, y'all do y'all things in the morning. Listen, all right, yesterday, that's the end of my break there. We're back with the morning takeover. Wait a minute, let me say this. I was looking, okay, let me get this over with. I was looking, y'all know I was looking at TV. Ain't that right, Yvonne? Yeah, and you too, I said what I said. Y'all know
Hmm.
I said that already, right? Okay, all right. Now,
Hmm.
I saw this, nice nice arena and everything, and they had a nice little setup and everything. If you look around that arena, you see now the man with the orange hair said that it was packed in there. No, it wasn't. They covered up most of the chairs. The upper decks were empty. The main floor was full, and there were some other things going on in the lower rafters. But I'm not going to go there. I looked into the audience and I saw a whole lot of people that didn't look like me. So they didn't look like America to me because I ain't see two. I count about 20 that I could on the screen. That's not what I want to talk about. Okay. And all of the little speeches and the people coming up, and then they had the man, the Lee Greenwood, come up there singing and carrying on. That's the man with the Trump Bible that they say they got the words of his song in there. Now they were all saying, that ain't what I want to talk about. That they were all saying, "Oh, we got to bring America back for the citizens of America." And all I saw that was in there was people. If I did see people, I saw a couple of correspondents that I knew, and I saw some people that were working cameras and doing. I saw maintenance people, different things, ushers and different police officers, Secret Service, things like that that looked like me, but in the overall audience didn't look like me. It was old. I'm gonna come on out and say I got to come out and tell the truth. It were old white folks up in there. They were up in there, and I'm not saying that those people that are Republicans, that all people are old and white. No, I'm not saying that, and I'm not prejudiced, nor am I racist. No, I'm saying that all I saw was Caucasians. I didn't see anybody of significance that looked like me. There was at the end of it, I ain't gonna talk about that. I'm talking about at the end of it, they had a brother come on. He prayed the Pledge of Allegiance in a prayer. I was shocked. Wait a minute.
Ooh.
Those of you that go to church, okay, I know you. I'm gonna let y'all in. Y'all that go to church know that it's sacred, it's dear to me. What's in my heart, that's my belief, whatever the case may be. You just don't mix them two together, and it just shocked me.
Mm-mm.
And are we gonna have a king
Mm.
or a president? But before we get to that part, what did y'all think about last night's? I want to call it a performance. I won't call it a regular convention. I'll call it a performance. Go ahead.
Well, my thoughts on the whole entire convention as a whole, and I get why there was a lot of energy, and then they're excited about their candidate. Of course, be excited about your candidate. You're at your convention, so I didn't expect anything less. It was the Republican, convention, so the energy was very, very high. Um, oh Jesus, some of the things that I saw uh, from my peers was shocking. It was just shocking. Tim Scott's speech, I wanted to jump through the TV. I just wanted to jump through the TV. I don't know what's going on with our folks, but something is going on with our folks, James. That they're not getting a clue to what's coming. They're just not getting the clue to what's coming. So, I don't know the demographics of how many minorities are Republicans and how many are Democratic. Okay, but I know it just was not the face of America at that convention. It was like it was lopsided. It's lopsided. So, I mean, That's my thought on that.
What do you say? I said.
Well, I saw Russian propaganda, third world country panditry. Um, like she said, it was unbelievable. The lies that were told were just totally unbelievable. And
Yeah.
this guy is dangerous. He spreads propaganda. He listens to QAnon. He put QAnon in his speeches and in his rallies. And in my opinion, it looked like a big Klan rally, unfortunately,
Mhm.
Oh my! Oh,
with the
Jesus
sheets
Christ!
off.
Well, I didn't. Well, that may be so, but my thing is that I was observing and I was watching, and he said something as he was describing the incident that happened in Philadelphia. In Philadelphia, I mean in Pittsburgh. I mean, is that? Wait a minute, Pennsylvania. Forgive me,
Hmm.
Butler, Pennsylvania.
It was in Milwaukee, wasn't it? Are you talking
No,
about
the convention was
the?
in Milwaukee, but he was
Uh,
talking about the incident that happened to him when they hit his ear. And the
Mhm.
way that he was describing it, it was more so revolved around him. If you listen to,
It
I had
was.
to listen. I'm a
Mhm.
journalist. I had to report on. I had to
Mhm.
look at this. I have no dog in the hunt, none whatsoever. I can't tell you who to select as your candidate, whatever. Now I'm not going there. I don't hate folks. We got that out the way. What I saw was along with what you saw, y'all saw. I saw that he was talking some stuff and saying things that I'm sitting there like, is this an address? What is this that he's talking about? That's not
Mhm.
where I want to go with this morning. Okay, I feel y'all. Look at this. Now I'm gonna throw something out at you, and I want y'all to elaborate on this. Please don't. I got the right ones this morning. I got y'all, and I know y'all got something to say. I think this is the man on the street. From what I hear on the hustle on the street, that there's a plan to uh, that there's some major Democrats, some major people that are in Congress, some major Democrats, and some major donors that's trying to advise our president to step aside and allow his vice president to be the standard bearer of that party. Okay, yeah,
Mhm.
I'm coming out with it. I got something for you today. Now, with that being said, I heard and I saw that Mr. Man said uh, he don't want to go against anybody else. He don't want to go head up with anybody else but Joe Biden. My personal feeling, the views that I express are those of the man on the street, James Mack, not the views of anybody else or no opinion. I feel, this journalist feels, that there's a deal going on. The Democrats have been quiet. I have never seen them not respond to another party's uh, convention with fervor like they used to. It was real mellow. We heard from the vice president. We heard from the commentators. We heard from the people that were there. I felt so bad for the lady that was there from our sister media station that was sitting there talking about what was going on. It looked like they was going to do something to her because she was telling the truth and talking. Okay,
Mhm.
and I'm sitting there now. That's my thought. I think that there's a plan. There's something going on in Democratic politics that's trying to pave the way for the sister to be the first woman president of the United States. Now, before I turn y'all loose, y'all got about 17 minutes. We're gonna roll with this here. Before I turn you, before I turn y'all loose, I got the right ones this time. What do you think? Do you think that the man on the street done lost his mind and he need to go in the corner with Jerry Tall and sit there with his jello
Mhm.
pudding or whatever they give you at the other people's home when you not able to do things? Or am I on to something? Now, I said what I said. I'm gonna go to you first. And I want you to come on with it. What do you think? Is the man on the street nuts, or do I have something, or am I, or I'm on to something?
I think you have something, James. It's something in the milk that's not clean, like you said, and they are being too quiet, and everybody's doing a lot of speculation. The commentators are reporting what they're hearing. They have anonymous sources, so they can't reveal their sources. But I think you're on the right track on that because they are being extra quiet, especially
Mm-hmm.
Hakeem Jeffries, because he's normally like a pit bull. Anytime the Republicans do anything, he definitely like to rebuttal. And AOC, she filed her little paperwork for the Supreme Court. So this will be an opportunity for her to state her case. And you're right, nobody's making their case. Nobody's really saying anything. And unfortunately, our president looked like he's going down. I seen him on trying to
Mm-hmm.
get off the plane yesterday. He couldn't even hardly get off the plane. He couldn't even stand. So, like I said yesterday, I think it's something going on that they're not letting us know yet, and they're not telling us. But the way that the wheels are turning and the way that things are going, I think you're like on the right track about this. And if that's the case, then the orange man is definitely going to be in trouble because number one, she's half his age, and she's able to state the case about
Yeah.
Project 2025, about the Supreme Court, and about abortion, and she's able to articulate that
Okay.
to a T, and she's going to rally, not just black women, she's going to rally all women. She's going around the country right now getting her troops together, and women are mad. And I believe women are the ones who's going to make the difference in this race. And I'll let
Okay.
Yvonne finish it up.
Yvonne. I like that. Listen. Okay, wait
All
a minute.
right,
Wait a minute.
Yvonne.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Yvonne. Hold, stand by, Yvonne. I got it. It's a two-pronged question. I got another question. I want you to answer your
Okay.
question, this first part of the question now, Yvonne, and then I got a second part for you. All right, Yvonne, what's your thoughts on that first part?
Oh boy, you know what? It's just a lot going on, and I will say this. Let's say, okay, so with this assassination attempt, I think that it was not. I don't believe it was an assassination attempt on him directly. I believe that that young child was out there to do a mass shooting, and I believe that he was aiming at the people behind Trump. I really believe that. And so now they
Okay.
have taken this incident and they are spinning it and they're milking it for sympathy votes. That's what they're
Right.
doing. That's what they're doing. Secondly, if you know what, the Democratic Party are acting like a bunch of intoxicated teenagers. What I don't understand what they're trying to do here.
You say they
No one is
intoxicate, shake and bake. You
intoxicated
get the white port and
teenagers.
Kool-Aid and take it up.
No one has said anything. None of the black leadership in our government has come out and said anything outside of Jamie Harrison. He has been the only one that I've seen that that has come out to say something that we need to be united, show a united front. So this is leading me to believe that some of these Democrats now, I think they want
Hmm.
Trump to win. Because listen here, if Biden drops out and Kamala go ahead with this thing, I I truly believe that she is not going to be elected. Trump is going to be a shoe in, and I will say this: white American men are not ready for a female president, let alone a black one. So
Or do
I
you
think
think?
this
Do
is
you think?
just
Okay, well, I gotta back up with that one. I want to say this. Okay, so are you? Are you saying that if we look at the demographics of this nation, there are more people of color in this nation than there are people that are Caucasian, and I think that there's something behind. That's a whole nother show. Um,
mhm.
but my thinking and listening to you, do you okay? This is a part two, and I want you to add on to this part two, and then I said what I said to get on this part two. Okay, she's the nominee. Okay, they work behind the scenes. Now I say that Joe Biden wouldn't have never won the presidency if it had not been for the black vote. And that black vote came so strong in the way and in the person of our honorable vice president. She rallied her people, the people that were around her, the sororities and the fraternities. They got together. People got together because of the links that she had with people, and she was a younger voice. People see, I think, they see Donald Trump and they see Joe Biden as two old men, of another color. That is just that if their time is over. And I thought that maybe Trump says, well, I got to have Biden. If I get Kamala Harris, she's going to roll up. Could you imagine them two in a debate? What about a Kamala Harris presidency? Just think about it for a minute, if you can, Yvonne. And then I said what I said. I want you to come in on it. Go ahead. You on, Yvonne.
Oh, me? I thought you were going to go to I said what I said, let her.
No, there's only one Yvonne. Yvonne, what did you call Yvonne?
Yvonne.
Yeah, Yvonne. Okay, Yvonne.
You know what? At this point, and you know what? You do make a valid point about, winning elections with a black vote. Yes, that's a fact. But James, you have to also think about the mentality of people at this point. I think a lot of people are just throwing up their hands at this point. I think they're just throwing up their hands and saying, forget it. We're not just, this is all a mess. Trump is going to win anyway. We're not going to even bother to go out. We're not going to bother to go out and vote. I think people's mentality is from what I've seen through my social media and some of the other people that I follow on social media, what people are saying, they're throwing their hands up. They're like, oh, forget it. This is a whole mess. I'm not going to even bother to even vote this year because he's going to win the election. He's going to win it.
Well, now I want to say
fair and square, or he's going to steal it.
Well, I know you're my dear friend, and me and you, we get along good. We don't disagree much, but I have to come in and disagree with you before I got you. I said, just stand by for a second. I say, no president. If we don't vote as a people, black people don't vote. The Republican Party, he'll get in there. I believe he will. If we stay at home on election day and not even get we don't even have no incentive to do or go or anything like that and just sit at home. Yeah, I believe that person is going to be victorious in what they're doing. On the flip side of that coin, I know what look at what she brought. First of all, to a ticket. She beat Joe Biden upside the head during the first couple of debates. Kamala Harris let him have it, even on the racial issue. She was letting him know, look, you just can't come up in here and just ask for our vote, and you voted for this prison reform and that 3 strikes, and you were at the head of this thing, and there's some other votes that he took that are not in the favor of people that look like me, but yet still in all, when he chose her, he knew he was Obama's man. Okay, you was his vice president for 8 years. Okay, so you're connected to the brother. Now you needed something to continue to bring you in. Yeah, you were second in charge. You had a right to come out and after the president, Mr. Obama, you were the vice president. Sure, you were the likely chance to become vice president, but because of the difficulties in his family, his son passing away and all those things, he wasn't in the right mind to step up to the plate right then. And then they had Mrs. Clinton. Okay, even that there were some things that she did that I think she blew the election on her own. This woman, Kamala Harris, was elected senator of the largest state of population in the United States, in California. Okay, she was attorney general and some other things. She has that experience on top of being the vice president to this president that's in distress, I'll call. You don't think that she'll have a chance, Yvonne?
You know what? If it is her that is going to be put on the ticket, she has my vote. I can tell you that, because I think she's a very intelligent, brilliant woman. But people are not, they're not going to look into her background. They're not do people are not going to do that. They're going by their emotions. If you remove
Mm,
emotions across the female population, the black population, then yes, for sure. Yeah. But right now, people are in their emotions and they're not thinking clearly. I'm not saying she
okay.
has a bad record, that she won't do a good job or anything like that. That's because I
Right.
remove my emotions from this and I read and I look at things and pay attention to things, but most people don't. And they think
Okay.
with their emotions, just like folks that's going to go out in droves now and give Trump their vote because they feel sorry for him because he
Okay.
was shot at. So now they're feeling real sorry for him. People, they're just
Yeah.
going on their emotions. They're not removing their emotions from what's really going on.
Okay. All right. I said I'm waiting on you now, sister. Come on with it. Let's see what you got to say about this situation.
Well, I feel that unfortunately, this is the only way that she can get into office because desperate times calls for desperate measures. And this is the perfect time, just like it was the perfect time for Joe Biden to get in and win. I think Kamala has a great chance because of the situation that we're in and the choices that America has. Yeah, Trump got his people, but Trump only have his base, which is about 33% of the country. And then he got a few Republicans that's going to vote Republican because that's what they've always voted. They can't, fathom voting for a Democrat. But Joe Biden has the rest of the country, and the Democrats have the rest of the country because the Democrats have common sense, a common sense agenda. People are tired of Trump. They're tired of the division. They're tired of his family and their grifts. And let's keep in mind, just because the Supreme Court tried to reign him king, he still have a few court cases that he have to try to maneuver out of. If you noticed last night, he praised that judge for dropping his court case and calling it illegitimate,
Mhm.
trying to, trying to downplay of what he's done to the country. So I just feel like it's very early in the race, and I think everybody needs to just like take a step back and let's calm down and let's put
Mhm.
roll our sleeves up and let's get to work because the election haven't
Exactly.
really started yet. We haven't started yet.
Right.
After September, it's gonna be on
Right.
like popcorn, and we better get
Mhm.
Okay.
ready and we better get busy. And it's not over with yet. And let's not give up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And yes, we can. And we're
Yes, we
going to get
can.
this done.
Well, go on and run
I
for
think so
Congress
too.
or something. Go.
Yeah,
I said what I
absolutely.
said for Vice President. Jesus, her and
Yeah,
Miss
I
Harris
know,
run
right?
together.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Okay.
yeah,
But let,
people
but
Because
let,
it's
need,
let me
not
like
put
I
this
over
in
said,
with
here
yet.
right.
It hasn't
yeah,
even
Beg
started
your
yet,
pardon, sister.
guys. It hasn't even started yet. The election don't actually start until after Labor Day. All of this flip flap and we're listening to the news, and don't let the news discourage you because they're there to make money off of this off of uh people
emotions.
disagreeing and off
Yep.
of yeah, well, news make money off of drama. Social media make
Mhm.
money off of drama. So they're gonna pit each. They're gonna pit each other. They're gonna pit us against each other. They're gonna tell you that these polls are, Biden's up or Trump is up, and the polls have been wrong since 2016. So keep that in mind. Also keep in
Yes.
mind we won all the elections from 2018, 2020. 2022, we won in Kentucky. We're winning in the South because guess what? We got it on our side. We have abortion, we have a Supreme Court, and we have this dictatorship, and we have a criminal, and anybody can beat him. Trust me, anybody can beat him. So yes,
You say
let Kamala run. This is the right
you say
time and the
anybody can
right
beat anyone.
place. And I can go
I
up there and
totally
beat him if
agree.
I ran. Anybody can beat
Yeah.
him. And so we're at the right time, at the right place. And, not to quote TD Jakes, because he's a great teacher among the other things that he is, and we'll let, God handle that. But it's one thing he's always preaching about, and that's timing. You got to know when it's your time. And I feel like it's her time right now.
Wow.
And
I
and,
feel
and
like
can
this
I
is
say
the
I,
one
only
more thing,
time and the only
James?
chance she'll get.
yeah. What you say?
Can I say one more thing? Because I totally
Yes.
agree
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
with what she's saying. Another thing I will say is that the Democratic Party and leadership, they need to roll up their whatever they're going to decide to do, or what Biden decides to do, whatever. At the end, they need to roll up their sleeves and get
Yeah.
to work and be united. Be
There you go.
united. You have to show a
And get to the beat.
united front. Show a united
There you go.
front. Don't be in
Okay.
the back room like a bunch of intoxicated teenagers. Y'all don't know what y'all doing.
Yeah.
Show a
Right.
united front. They have to
Right.
show a united front, whichever way it swings in this party. If Biden stays in, show a united front. If he doesn't, if he decides to, remove himself, you all put Kamala up there. Cool beans, but show a united front, please.
If they can rally against the 34-time convicted criminal slash sexual assaulter slash
Mhm.
fraudster
Yeah,
slash
start getting that
criminal,
out.
then
Start talking
then
about that.
we can unite against a prominent queen that has a
Yes.
perfect record that doesn't have
Absolutely.
any blemishes. So yes,
That's
we
right.
can.
Okay. Yes, we can.
And thank you,
Listen, this
James,
is
for
Yes,
letting
we
me
can. And we
thank you for letting me be on the
yes, we
panel.
can.
y'all, I want y'all to hold on a second. I want to, for station identification, it is 92.7 WKRA. Boy, it's hot on the morning takeover. I want you all that are listening on our signal, wherever you are, your cars, your places of business, wherever you are, get the replay. Go to our channel, James Mack. That's James MC, your man on the street. Find this show today. It will be in the lineup. And I tell you this, we have. Ooh, see, I knew I was doing. I'm grateful to you. I even feel better. I ain't sneezed, blowed my nose, or did anything, and I'm just excited. I'm excited about what's going on. Listen, I want to tell our audience. First of all, let me thank my wonderful guests. I said what I said, and also to Yvonne Moore, Yvonne. Okay, Moore,
It's
my friend,
Yvonne.
my dearest friend. Yvonne, I know what it is. And I want to thank them for being on. Listen, y'all got to come back. We got something great lined up as we continue to improve the morning takeover. I think we got something here as far as letting you know and giving you inspiration and information. That's all that we're here for. We're here to inspire you, yet to give you the vital information that you need to go about your daily routine and in your life. This is a serious election, folks. We don't have to stress or emphasize that. The next show that's coming up is the DNC, where I will be reporting live. Yes, I'll be on the floor of the DNC starting on the 12th of August in my hometown, Chicago. So, Yvonne Moore, I need me a Italian beef sandwich and Jewtown Polish sausage. And
I got you.
and some Harold's
And some
chicken.
Harold's
Okay,
chicken,
all right,
right?
all right, and some Harold's chicken with mild sauce on it. But now, as we get ready to wrap up this day, let me tell you, our wonderful listeners, this, and that is, we're here to engage. We're here to bring you the stories that and the in-depth stories that others are not going to bring you. We have people. I'm the man on the street for a reason, because I want to hear what's going on in your community, what you're doing. I want to keep that common touch. And I want to thank my guests once again. I said what I said, Annie Von Moore. Somebody's moving around there. Y'all moving some papers or something. See, Yvonne getting ready to go out and get out and sign up for Congress. Her and I said what I said. Listen, meet me back here at 9 o'clock or at the same time on our wonderful station, 92.7 WKRA, and on live streaming. We're live streaming. You can get the replay now on James Mack, your man on the street, on YouTube. Listen, I love you. Be good to each other. Be kind. It's not going to cost you one dime to love each other. And as we take off, we ask that you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll holler and talk to y'all on Monday. Be blessed.
Miss